Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the Safe Space for Men. I'm your host, as per usual. Before we get started, please remember to rate, review, share, like, subscribe, download the podcast. I truly appreciate it. What is happening, people? I know. I kind of went on like a little hiatus, unintentional, not on purpose. Took a little break. Um, for real, I've just been busy, like in a good way. Like I just kind of like I don't know. I feel like I got all this new stuff happening in my life, and just making space for everything, and um, a lot of things, a lot of changes. I'm gonna get into some of it today. Just stuff better added back into my schedule, but most of all, just really I don't know. I feel like I really just been uh, purposeful with my time, and as much as I love getting on the mic and recording and talking to you good people, I just didn't have or wasn't allocating the time, honestly. But before I get into my stuff, rest in peace to Docinco's grandma. Docinco's on here early January. I think January. I dropped it around February, but yeah, we good friend of mine. We run together. From the same neighborhood, but he was on a couple weeks back. Just a real solid dude. He lost his grandma, and in our community, like grandmoms are everything. Hispanic community, abuela, and black community, big mama. They are like they're like the root of the family. You know what I'm saying? So again, just recipes to condolences to him and his family, along with Aaron recipes Mama Bulls. We lost her back in, I believe it was like towards the end of April. Towards the end of March, beginning of April. I don't have the exact date, but yeah, she was 69, I believe. And it was crazy because Aaron called me like on a Friday night. Well, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, good brother, you busy?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Can I call?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And he called. So I'm thinking like maybe it was like uh relationship stuff or like female stuff. That's what I was thinking. I'm playing with my mic right now. Pause. And that's what I was thinking, and it wasn't. He was like, "Hey, man, about 3 o'clock today, my mom died," and I was just floored, because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know. I know she was in the hospital. I I know she wasn't necessarily doing too well, you know, but I didn't expect her to pass. That was the last thing on my mind, and unfortunately, again, like she passed away. So yeah, rest in peace to Mama Bulls. Condolences to Aaron and his family. Um, you know, he that guy he did an amazing job with his mom. Like he was really he took care of her like literally every day. Took care of her, made sure she was okay every day. Like took the time out of his busy schedule. Aaron works 2 jobs, but he still makes sure that he was raised right, and he still makes sure his mama's taking care of everything she needs. She was fed, checking on her and all that. Like he's just Aaron overall. That's just who he is. He's just a really good guy. You know what I mean? Like he really is. So I wish him all the best, man. I'm praying for you, brother. I love you, man, and just a rough time, especially you know leading into Mother's Day. I know this is his first Mother's Day without his mom, so I would imagine that was a rough day for him. Um, with that, happy belated Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. Uh, I what did I do on Mother's Day? Mother's Day, I was off work. I was off work. Was I off work? No, I didn't. I worked the morning of. I worked like an early shift, but I went and took my mom some flowers, which is crazy because I pulled up to her house and I call her and she answers the phone like, "Delano, I'm not home." Like before she even says hello, I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, who you think you is?" Oh, my mom is 71. Why you out in these streets? Uh, but she was at a relative house where I knew it was at. I just drove over to her, gave her flowers and stuff. The kids had picked her out like a little coffee mug and everything. Gave her a card. Um, and then before that, I went up to the cemetery. I hadn't been to the cemetery in a while. I think the last time I might have went. may have been like 2 years ago. If it wasn't on a random, it was probably for Mother's Day. Um, I doubt it was necessarily on my grandma's birthday. It's normally too cold to go out there. But yeah, I took I don't know, like this is like the first time in a while where like it kind of just hit me, like like someone dies that you're close to and you care about, and it kind of just like I don't want to say it becomes a distant memory, but a lot of times we kind of we just on our day to day, and it just time just passes, and I didn't even realize it had been 16 years until I sat down and did the math, and it was like, fuck, it don't even seem like it was that long. It really seems like I lost my grandma like 6, 7 years ago. Like that's how it feels. That's how fresh it is, and um, that's kind of well, I'm gonna lead off to that. That's kind of what brings me to grief. I was kind of at the cemetery, and I honestly like I wanted to like stay and just kind of like for a couple minutes have a moment, like 5, 10 minutes, maybe even talk to her, but I couldn't do it. Like I was just really overcome with emotion, um like just teared up. I don't know why. Like it's just I think it was just the fact that it kind of just like in that moment it just hit me like damn, like it's been that long, like everything, and it was just like it was a rough day. I'm not even gonna lie, it really was a rough day. I wasn't expecting it to. I wasn't expecting it to hit like that. I really wasn't. But and I think really the most unfair part about her not being here is just that my kids never got to really experience her, like experience Granny, like my grandma and what she was, and how she was with me, and you know her stories and things like that. And it's just like grief is forever, man. Sometimes you're gonna grieve every day. Sometimes you won't. You may go weeks without grieving or feeling the loss of a person. But it really is forever. Like it's really an everlasting thing that you're gonna deal with for the rest of your life, especially if it's someone you truly cared about, was close to, or raised you, or you raised. God forbid it should happen that way. Um, but grief does make you more appreciative. I will say that. Like I am more in a space where like that's kind of where I try to say I try to just be grateful. Like okay, I got 20 some odd years with my grandma. I got 39 years with my mom. You know what I mean? I really try to look at it's hard, but you try to find the positives in all those situations. Where you are potentially lose somebody or you do lose somebody. And again, I didn't get it at first. For me, it just came with age. The older I get, the more appreciative I become. I've had to witness a lot of my friends experience the loss of their parents that I just mentioned, or siblings, or even their children. A guy that I went to school with, he actually just lost his son a couple of days ago. It was just like it's like yo, like what is going on, man? Like, and like honestly, it's just life. Like these things were happening when we were kids. It's just that we were kids. Our parents were dealing with the same shit, and it's just like while I was devastated at the loss of my grandma, um, I don't think I felt it till I got older. Like when it happened, yeah, I was extremely upset. But I just think as the older I get, and on top of being appreciative, I feel it even more because, um, you know, there are times where like, damn, I wish I could pick up the phone and call her and get some advice, or just talk to her about whatever I got going on. Because she always gave great advice and she was a great listener. I know we all burnt out. All her grandchildren, we would call her and get advice from her and tell her about our day and our lives, and it's just like, we're not able um, to do that. I would really I'd pay all the money in the world, man, to just even I could just get a day, like just get a day. I would give up everything, man. And more so for like I said for my kids to just experience her, like the stories, have moments with her, the love, like she really loved kids, like her grandkids. She loved her grandkids more than she loved her kids. Nobody would argue that. Like that's just. And my mom's probably the same. My mom loves her grandkids more than she loves her kids. I'm pretty sure of it. I guess that's just what it is to be a grandparent. I don't know. I won't know anytime soon. Better not. Knock on wood. Uh, and I just think that's kind of what's been hitting me lately. Like understanding like every day that passes, like I have less and less time with the people I care about, less and less time with my kids and my parents, and just again, just trying to be in the moment, trying to uh, really appreciate every moment, every minute, every hour, because it's all gonna come to an end eventually. I don't know when, but that's kind of what's also helped me change my approach. But like when I'm having like difficult conversations or just in difficult situations, period. You know what I mean? I'm becoming a little more empathetic to others. Maybe not enough, but just trying to understand other people. Like a lot of times, people have things going on, and because I can go to 10 real fast. I don't have it in between. I'm working on that, but it's losing people has really just made me more understanding, and that because I know how I am when I get in moods or I'm dealing with things and grief and sadness. I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with, so just allowing you know people to have grace or giving them grace and just being in that space. As for me though, what I've been up to, what I've been doing, like I said, I've been pretty occupied, honestly. You know, I feel like life has been really challenging lately, trying, eventful, busy, developing, um, everything. Like I mean, any words you can name, that's really what it's been. I don't have any complaints. I genuinely do not. Like I feel like life is going really well. Um there's nothing like that I feel I can't handle right now. Like everything is just it really is just day to day. I try to just wake up and do all the right shit, pray and get to it, you know. But I didn't get an opportunity to record, and probably more so, I just didn't allocate the time. I just and actually the time that I would usually probably record, I've been kind of allocating it elsewhere. I really, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. And that's really the one thing I didn't follow through on my accountability tracker. I have been slacking with that. I was doing really good with it. I got an XD fill in the last week, I believe, but it's up here, so I know what I did and didn't do. But yeah, I had my head on it to do 2 episodes of mine. I didn't. I owe myself 2 episodes from last month, and I owe myself two for this month. So maybe I'll get 3 to 4. I don't know. Um, but overall, I've really just been doing the things that benefit me, doing things that make me happy, do things that are in my best interest, you know. And I kind of feel like that's what this year is supposed to be about. I think this year is supposed to be about me being a little more selfish, focusing more on me and the things that make me happy and all the shit that I want to do. You know, I'm such a giving person where like I really and I find joy in like making other people happy and being there for other people. But um, I think this year is about me. I really think that's really what I should be doing and focusing on my life and my own happiness and my own personal development. Not that I wasn't on my personal development, but you know what I mean. Like really locking in and just like blocking out everybody else and just showing up for me. Just showing up for me. You know what I'm saying? I always say like if I'm not a good me, I'm no good to nobody else. And I think I kind of got away from that over the last like year or so. Just really, because it's just I don't know. I'm always trying to help people, and a lot of times it gets me in bad situations. We'll get to that. But yeah, just doing things that make me happy, and I genuinely don't really give a fuck how it looks. I feel like the first quarter of the year though whooped everybody's ass. I feel like it was hell for all of us between deaths and it was cold as shit. We had 2 snowstorms. Uh, like just so much going on. Like bread is like $6, gas is $5. Like what the fuck is happening? Like the world is a mess. We got a war going on. Like everything is so chaotic, and it's like I know everybody's mental health is in absolute fucking shambles, and it's it just especially March. Like March, I think March really whooped. I know March whooped my ass. I know March whooped a lot of my friends' ass, and it's crazy right now, man. But as for me again, like I've been heavy in prayer. Like that's really it's the first thing I try to do every day. Wake up, talk to God, pray over my life, pray over my family, pray over my house, and then just get to it. Shower, get to work, kids ready, gym, drop offs, all that, and just get to life. I have read 3 books this year. I'm working on my fourth. I was supposed to finish the fourth last month. I'm trying to do 1 book a month, but last month I really slacked. I really did slack. I'm gonna get back to it though. I just gotta lock in. I've been like getting pulled in different directions again. I got a lot of stuff going on in a good way, but just I want to get back to reading. I really enjoy reading. I like information. I did resume therapy. That was fun. I only did 2 sessions. I really didn't. Again, I had nothing pressing. It was just more like of a check in. I hadn't talked to her in a while, and I was like, let me check in. Let me check in with Judy. And I got some actually got reinsurance that I was just doing everything that I was doing right. I'm doing everything correctly. I'm handling everything the way that I'm supposed to, which is really good. And it was like honestly to my surprise because, you know, I be I trip out sometimes. But and ironically, I happened to speak to her the day before my daughter was coming back from college. She was coming back for a visit. We hadn't spoken like 10 months, something like that, like face to face. Really spoke maybe a handful of texts over that time, you know, because we went through some things. But it was she just she gave me some notes and some things, like to, how my approach should be. And I did use it because I was gonna have a semi different approach with it, and I'm glad that I did speak to her because I think it just allowed for a safer space, no pun intended, for the both of us. But yeah, my anxiety and shit was like all over the place, like leading up to it, because I hadn't seen my kid in a while, and it was just like, it's like, what are we gonna say to each other? What am I gonna do? And ended up when I saw her, I met her at the gate, just gave her a big hug, um, and then we got to chatting in the car, and so far, like I said, I just think, I mean, on my end, part of what I struggle with is understand I got adult kids. But I mean, I don't know. Things will never. I don't think things will ever be the same in any situation, whether you have conflict or not. But again, it's just about making the best of the time that we have. Like you never know what could happen. Again, I just had a friend that's about to bury his son, and I don't have no interest in experiencing it. But most of all, I just wanted to see my kid and make sure my kid was okay. That was like the priority. And now she's actually home for the summer. You know, and I'm looking forward. Hopefully, we get to hang out a lot this summer while she's home. Again, she's an adult now, so when they get bigger, they really don't want to hang around dad or mom or anybody. They want to be around their friends and if they got boyfriends, things of that nature. But yeah, we got to talk about some stuff and not everything I really wanted to, but I'm not really in a rush to do it. And then I think that same day we actually ended up having dinner, like me and all the kids, and it was pretty cool. I was able to just like be a fucking dad. Like I was just that's my element, and that's my safe space, just being a dad and just being with my girls. And we ate, we laughed, we had a good time, we took some pictures, and it really turned into like a really good weekend. All the girls were actually here. Gabby was in and out, but it was a good weekend. It was a good 3-4 day stretch of us just being together, being a family, and if the house was nice and loud, and it was cool for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because I just feel like that's what I was put here to do. I really feel like I was just put here to be a dad, like nothing else. I'm just supposed to be a dad, and I'm supposed to be everything to these girls, and that's it. I mean, there's other things I can do, but I mean, like I think that's really just like my gift. Like that's my calling is to raise these girls, and then whatever comes after that, that's the next thing. But right now, I still got two more that I'm raising. And even when they get grown, you're still parenting, not in the same way. But my new role with the older ones is just learning and accepting, my new role and my place as a parent to adult children, because it's really been difficult for me, like the transition from more of a like authoritative to now like the guidance role. You know what I mean? Like that's because it's new to me. This is my first time having grown kids. It's just no different than becoming a dad for the first time. So there's levels to this shit. But I'm learning, trying to find balance between that. That these are my babies, but then these are also young adult women, and they got to make decisions and even mistakes, learn from them to become better women and better people. And it's weird because you only see your kids one way. I still see in each of them the kid that I was picking up, and they had their arms up, reaching out to dad, and like that's what I see. I still see that every day, every time I see them, even in their adult bodies. You know what I'm saying? But it's like overnight shit just changed, and I'm also now a track dad. I am a track dad now. Emma has decided to run track. About a month ago, she ran. I think she came in third out of six, which is good. Was her first run. I think she ran the 400, so like that's a really far run. She has asthma, but she's trying it. She's doing it. She's training. Like this is something she wants to do. Who knows? In 5 years, she may want to do something else. Like, but this is whatever she wants to do now. She's 11. She's allowed to change her mind. She's allowed to try shit. I'm just glad she's enjoying it. She's happy. She's enjoying it. I don't care if she's first or last. Like she's enjoying it, and that's really where I get my enjoyment from, is seeing my kids being happy and doing the shit that they want to do. She ran a race this weekend. She came in fourth out of six. I believe it was the same run, 400. I gotta go back and look at the video, but yeah. As for some of the stuff I've been dealing with, or more so doing more boundaries, more goal setting. I'm mostly just trying to remain like disciplined in my decisions and stand on them, and just really the things, stop doing the things that I know are no good for me. I won't go in direct detail, but just like knowing like, all right, Like if I do that, that's familiar or whatever it is. But I know this is in the long run. This isn't good for me, and um, let's stay away from that. You know what I mean? Like, and let's gear more in the direction of things that are long term and or for my long term success or going to benefit me in the long term. Things like that. Because a lot of times, I mean, we're human. We go back and forth between things that what's familiar or what's easy versus what may be a little more difficult. Change is difficult. Adapting to something new is difficult. It can be scary. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I also do not have the time or the energy to mend, fix, repair relationships that I feel like I did not mess up. I don't. Or situations where I did nothing wrong. I feel like there are people. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but there are people that get upset. I mean, okay, so I'm very outspoken. I am very, very outspoken. I mean, that's probably one of the great things about me. At least I think I got the balls to say what other people don't have the fucking balls to say. I'll say it. I don't care. I really don't care because I'm never trying to offend people. I'm just really speaking my mind. And I want this to probably be last time I say something about it. I probably won't. But I pissed off some married people because I said that people are more concerned with who people vote for, their political affiliation versus people that are cheating on their husbands and wives. And then I even went even further to talk about like gun violence in the community, crime, things of that nature, people going to jail, shit like that. Like that, we should be more focused on those things. Like let's make the environment better. Let's do the things in our community that are going to take care of people. And all the married people heard was me talking about married people. And all the married people, not all, some got offended. And it was like, fuck him. I'm going to block him. I'm going to do this, this, and that. I don't care about stuff like that. But because most people are just like people I really don't know. But when it's like someone that me, someone that can pick the phone up and say, hey, Ron, can we have a conversation? Or hey, Delano, can we have a conversation? Or hey, Phil, can we have a conversation? And you choose not to. You choose to just get upset and be offended. A lot of times I feel like people choose to because of, and I don't, fuck it, I'm gonna say a lot of times people are not doing the right things in their lives and someone says something and you get offended. But you're more angry with yourself because you're not doing what you should be doing as a wife or a husband or doing what you're doing in your relationship. If there's no way that me talking about married people cheating or men being cheating husbands or wives being cheating wives, there's no way it should offend you if you're not a lying, conniving, no good, dirty, cheating husband or wife. There's no way this should offend you. The only way it offends you is if it applies to you. And I think like it's kind of like if I get her here and I talk about like pedophiles, all pedophiles should die, and someone should be like, oh my God, I'm a black. Like I think we should be more concerned that there's a person that has a problem with me condemning pedophiles as opposed to like me saying something about pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like we should be more upset that married people are offended that I'm saying don't cheat than me saying don't cheat. You get what I'm saying? And people, I just think it's easier for people to try to aim back at me or like, use that reverse psychology shit and try to do that instead of just fucking being accountable. Nobody wants to fucking be accountable. Like, and by all means, do what you want. It's your marriage, not mine. Like I don't care about that. I was genuinely just using an analogy to try to prove my point. That was it, to get my point across. It's never meant to offend people ever. But again, the people that I love and that I care about and that I show up for, when they get offended, that's where I have a problem because you know me. You know me, you know my heart, you know my spirit, you know what type of person I am, you know what type of man I am. So if there was ever confusion, you could just pick the phone up and say, yo, bro, or hey man, can we chat? That's how it should go. And I just feel like the way I show up for people and how open I am to having difficult conversations, really doesn't leave room for you to feel like that you can't have a difficult conversation with me or be honest with me about anything. Something else that I'm just getting better with. I wear my heart on the sleeve. I've learned that. So people used to tell me that all the time, and But as I become older, a little self evaluation, I'm like, oh, all right, you know what? Maybe you guys were on to something. But and as much as I want to be like, don't do that. It kind of takes away from who I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I'm not a mean person. I'm not a I could be an asshole, but I'm not a dick. Like, but I care about people. I genuinely do. And I don't really want to be mean. I don't not want to be full of love. You know what I mean? I don't want to show up with good energy. I don't want to not show up with good energy. You know, but use discernment, yes. But I really don't want to go back to even being a person I used to be because I used to be like a really, really mean person. Like my early 20s, I don't ever want to go back there again because it was like a really, I was dealing with a lot. It was a really dark place, and I just feel like this version of me, the more peaceful version of me, the more welcoming version of me is just a better person, is a better rhyme for everybody. Um, like I said, I've been that person before. Um, Something else I've been kind of dealing with. Uh, I feel like one chapter of my life is kind of like ending, and an entirely new one is beginning, which is like a really good feeling. Um, it's exciting. It's something to look forward to. It's scary. It's all of that. Like y'all know I'm not a fan of change. I really don't like change. I'm very much the employee that when you get a new boss that gets very upset. I don't like new shit. I don't like. Only thing I like new is like like things that belong directly to me in my house. But I don't like that kind of change. I really don't. Uh, However, it's like as one chapter of your life is ending and a new one is beginning, you got to take inventory of the old chapter, and that brings out many things. You know, many emotions. It can be overwhelming, it can be underwhelming. You may feel sad and so on, but I think the important thing is to really just be present. Be present in your feelings. It's okay to feel something. It's okay to feel any type of way. It's okay to not feel anything, but just take an inventory. Like, all right, this is what I went through. That's what went on in that chapter. All right, bet. And then let me get to it. Let me get to the next one. Just feel the moments, man. And I really feel like right now in my life, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be at. I genuinely believe like this is where God wants me at, right here, right now. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, whatever it is that I'm doing. And I don't know, I'm just here. I'm just in it. I'm excited. Uh, you know, and that's what kind of leads me to fear. I feel like we all of us, there are just things that you know we're afraid to do. There are things that scare us. And like, what would you do if you weren't afraid? You know, what would you do if you weren't afraid? I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to live in fear of anything. Um, so often we don't do things because of fear, or we fear that the outcome won't go in our favor or things won't go the way that we want them to go. You know, like that's really what prevents you from doing the shit that you want to do is just being afraid and worrying about failing. And it's like, all right, you can try it and you fail, cool. All right, at least you tried. But it's so much to gain on the other side of fear. It really is. um, and I feel like if you don't act on the things that scare you, you're going to be exactly where you are right now, stagnant, right? Exactly where you are. Like again, the worst thing you could do is go after whatever it is that you want, and if it doesn't work out, you come back, you reevaluate, you reassess, and you go after the next thing. But staying where you are, like the result for me, if it doesn't go, it's the same. If you failing and staying is the same thing to me. You know what I mean? But what if you're successful? What if the shit fucking works out in your favor? What if you get everything that you want? Because you took that leap. You took that leap of faith. You went after what you wanted. Um, it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I know it's scary out here. Even at our big ages. But if you get that job that you was been afraid to apply for, it could be life changing, financially, everything. Your quality of life could change. You can go from working late at night to working a regular 9 to 5 with more money, making 20% more than what you make now. Seeing your kids more, having more money to take your kids on vacation, or just do regular stuff. Go out with them on the weekends, the movies. We know the movies is expensive. Trust me, I know. I used to take all of them. That was a check. Uh, get a proof of that house that you think you can't get, you think your credit isn't good enough for, or you think you don't have enough of a down payment. Just go after it. The worst they can do is tell you no, and you know what? You come back and you find another house. Go after that girl that you been looking at for the last 6 months. You liking all her pictures. You kikiing in her DMs, or you see her at work or whatever, or you passing her in the street, but you just not taking the initiative to just ask. You got a boyfriend? Are you seeing anybody? Just do it. The worst thing she could say is yeah or no. It's one or the other. Like you just gotta go after. But then you don't be laying on your deathbed thinking about this girl that you was crushing on for 15 years and then you did nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Life is too short, man. Life is too damn short for you to be the only reason why your dreams didn't come true. I was afraid to be a father, but I feel like that's working out pretty well for me. I feel like I'm goated. I say that. I definitely believe I'm one of the greatest fathers of all time. I have no problem saying that, and I don't say that humbly at all. I don't think there's many that can touch me. That's just how I feel. That's my confidence level. I was afraid to start a podcast. I was terrified. Put a piece of my life, get on here and talk about the things I'm going through. Tell people about therapy. Tell people that a man is going to therapy. Tell people that I had anxiety. Tell people that I experienced all these things. Put that out there for the world. Oh, man, terrifying. But everything, all the feedback I got back from that was great. Anything negative, you just block it out. You know what I mean? It don't even matter. The negative don't matter. We focus on the positive here. Move to that city, man. It's a city you want to move to. So you want to move down south, or you want to move up north, or you want to move across the country. Do it. The worst thing that can happen is that you got to come back. That's it. But you did it. You went there. You lived there for 5 years and then had to come back. But that's 5 years that you spent in California or Florida or Texas or Arkansas, wherever. Dakotas. I don't know about the Dakotas. It get pretty cold there. But you know what I'm saying. Be a dreamer, man. Take that risk. Do not put things off till later. We don't have a lot of time here. We don't have a lot of time to be fucking around and playing with. So fix that relationship that needs repair. I can speak to that. The example, me and my child. I got to do the work that I was afraid to do, And I think a lot of times you got to take your ego out of it. Specifically in that situation, I had to just take my ego out about it because it wasn't even about who's right or wrong. It's like, all right, you know what? It's just about let's get in contact and then let's talk and see where that goes. And then we could talk about the other stuff later. You know what I mean? But we got to rebuild and then build on top of that. And, because I only get one Gabby and she only gets one dad. So it's like we got to kind of focus on that. We're not going to agree on everything. Like Docinco, he was one of the driving factors behind it. I got to say it because we talked about it on the pod. Then we talked about it even more off the pod. He was just like, that girl's going to disappoint you more times than you can expect. And you just got to accept it. But your job now is to be your new role. Like he was speaking about the new role, and his kids are getting older too, so he's experienced a little bit of that. But it's like your role with her is not what it was 3 years ago. It's completely different now. She's 18, turning 19. Like they're just things that are beyond your control. You can't stop certain things. So leave that alone. Let that be what it is. She fucks up, be there. And she's successful, be there. But you only can control what you can control, and there's not much you can control with adult kids. So it's definitely. I remember I texted him. Shout out to him. I got great friends, man. Like I'm really blessed. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. But you don't leave shit for tomorrow, man. Do not be afraid to apologize either. The older I get, the more I apologize. Like I don't have, and it's not even about apologizing doesn't mean the other party did not do anything wrong. A lot of times apologies are for you. Forgiveness is for you. It's not about the other person. You're doing these things for you so you can get on with your life and you can be a better person and you can be the best version of yourselves. And I'm learning to apologize for my part in things as well. Like only focusing on that. And if I get one in return, great. If I don't, fuck it. But I did what I was supposed to do. God sees what I'm doing. And I can be good there. I don't have nothing else to worry about, man. And like I said, I just don't want to leave this place without, writing the wrong situations, if that makes any sense, like things that just went bad, or I mishandled or anything like that. Just apologizing for my role in them and stuff like that. It doesn't absolve other people. I apologized to somebody recently. I ain't even gonna get into that. And because I'm just not gonna get into that. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to apologize. So. Take that risk. Don't be afraid of fear. Don't let fear eat you up. Don't let that shit stop you from doing what you were put on this earth by God to do. Today I'm plugging my cousin Michelle, My cousin Michelle Hairston, she wrote a book called Break Free. Please go get it. It's available on Amazon, Amazon.com. I'll put the link up in my bio. But I'm so proud of her, man. I like seeing my family do just do shit, like do positive shit, do things that that's gonna be here forever. This book's gonna be here forever. It's gonna be here long after she's gone. So I'm so happy and ecstatic and proud of her. And she just actually got Harrisburg just gave her Michelle Hairston Day. It's actually what's today? I don't have the date. I think what's today? The 19th. It's actually think the 18th. No, yeah, today is Michelle Hairston Day. So May 18th is Michelle Hairston Day. It's awesome, man. It's good to see, man. Like she's doing big things out here. Um, yeah, it really is. And my other cousin Danielle, she has a podcast called Soul Currency. It is on Spotify. Check it out. I think that'd probably be more for women, but again, just another woman of high intelligence that has a lot of information to share with y'all. So go ahead, check it out. Show my people some love. Buy a book. Happy birthday to my sister. Happy birthday to my cousin Danielle. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I did want to circle back real fast. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. Circling back to therapy, because people always ask me why. Someone's always asking me why, and I always got a why. My why is always different. I got a million different whys of why that I chose to go to therapy. Outside of my dog Shakira, giving me the confidence to do it. Shout out to her. Your daughter looked beautiful at prom, at junior prom over the weekend. I think it was Friday. She looked amazing. Good job to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the good moms. Again, happy belated Mother's Day, all y'all. But yeah, circling back to therapy. Therapy is not only about me. It's about my kids. It's about my future. The future me, my future wife, my future friends, my current friends, my grandchildren. It's about my family. It's about, my legacy. It's about everything that comes after me and that's here with me now. Doing the work that's going to benefit the generations. You know what I mean? Get my shit correct so that anything that comes to me can come correct, if that makes sense. Only thing I got for y'all, half the things you want are waiting. Oh, my gosh. Half the things you want are waiting. What the fuck? Oh, my fault. I'm reading the quote like I'm having a brain fart. So the quote I got for y'all is half the things you want are waiting on you to believe you're actually capable of having them. Half the things you want are waiting on you to believe you're actually capable of having them. That's all I got for y'all. I missed y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. And until next time, peace.